Hello and welcome to Researchersjob, where we dive deep into the journeys of some of the brightest men in the world of research and academia. Whether you are an early research career, a PhD student, or someone simply curious about the path of successful scientists, this is the place where inspiration meets insight. Today we have a very special guest with us, Dr. Saurabh Jain. Hello, Dr. Saurabh Jain.
Hello, Vivek.
Dr. Jain completed his PhD at IIT Indore, one of India's premier institute, and they took his research to new height during his postdoc at the University of Texas at Austin, USA. His journey is filled with dedication, challenges, and a wealth of experience that I am sure will resonate with many of you. In this episode, we will explore his personal and academic journey, the hurdles he faced along the way, his biggest motivation, and the lessons he has learned throughout his career. Dr. Jain's story is a testament to the power of perseverance and passion in the world of research. Without further ado, let's dive into the welcome to Dr. Jain to the show. Welcome, Dr. Saurabh Jain.
Thank you, Vivek. Nice introduction. Maybe it is over-exaggerated, but thank you for inviting me to this podcast.
Yes, sir. We will start our podcast with your personal and educational background. Can you walk us through your academic journey from your PhD at IIT Indore to your postdoc at the University of Texas at Austin?
Yeah, sure. I'm very excited to share my experience with you all. Before I start my PhD from IIT Indore, I would like to introduce myself. Some of the background before my PhD. I was working as an assistant professor at some local engineering colleges in India, and my wife and I both are in academic field. So we knew that there are no growth in the PhD without PhD in the academic field. I will be honest. I was not going for pursuing PhD with my very high interest. But one thing is that once I entered in my PhD, when I started my PhD, it was exciting and it was a good experience for me. And I'm lucky to have PhD from IIT Indore, or I can say this was wonderful experience. Everyone who is thinking about that, they should go for that. As I mentioned, I was in the academic field. Then first lesson I learned from my experience, I will say, my wife is the biggest motivation behind me for that. One day I was at the holiday, I was just coming, and my wife told me that there is an interview going at IIT Indore for the PhD. I straightforwardly denied that because I was not prepared at all. And then, but you know how wife can be persuading. So what I did, okay, let's go, because I ended up with going there for the entrance exam. It was a lucky day for me, maybe I can say. And I cleared my written examination, and I prepared for the interview while waiting in the queue for the interview. It was my day, we can say, and I cleared that PhD entrance and I got admission at IIT Indore. So what I'm trying to say, sometimes you may feel that you are not prepared, or you may not be very much confident, but you should give it a try. Sometimes luck is with you, and sometimes you underestimate yourself as well. Give it a try and do your best. And it is quite a good journey, I will say. This is how I entered into my PhD. As you also mentioned about the postdoc experience, so I will say postdoc starts while you are doing the PhD. If you have your mindset, okay, you want to go for the postdoc after your PhD, you can do few things. And that will help you while you are searching for the postdoc position. For example, I will say every PhD students may have following some other research. They may have some base papers, for example, 30-40 base papers or some other paper. Those are closely related with your research area. So maybe 100 papers you may have. You can make a list from the very starting of your PhD. You make one Excel sheet and just provide your all data, like what is the title of your paper and where is that group, and what is the email address of the last author, because last author is usually professors. In that way, you are making the list of your area of expertise people. You can easily, while you are doing sending email for the postdoc's position, then you can directly send those your email or cover letter to those all emails. This is the way you can enter, and I did the same for that. I will say this helped me a lot. Another field can be you can go with some fellowship, which is more better, I think. But somehow you need to prepare some proposal, wait for some time. If you want to go with that process, it is also means better. In that way, you can get admission easily, because I talk to many people. So what they do, they go hit and trial. They just send email to many people and say that they are not getting the interview calls or very few calls. But I will say conversion ratio will improve drastically. If you are getting 5 calls from 100 emails, then you will get 10 calls from 100 emails. Improves the probability of getting a postdoc position wherever you want. This is how you can prepare yourself, but it is not all, because sometimes it is this is also a matter of luck, because whoever professor who is taking the postdoc position, they must have funding, especially in a country like United States. Funding is the biggest issue for most of the professors, because for every PhD or postdoc they are hiring, they must have some funding, otherwise they cannot hire. Normally university don't provide any funding for hiring PhD or postdoc students. You must be lucky enough. Your area should meet with the area of your professor, means your supervisor you are looking for, and they must have funding. In that way, you will hit the target and you can get a postdoc position very easily. Yeah, this is how I can say I got some position, not only in UT, I also got at some other places also, but I opted UT Austin because it was a good reputed institute. Everybody should try, I will say, under QS ranking under 200 or 250 if they get admitted. It is very good.
Yeah, that's very in-depth answer, Dr. Saurabh. And that answer will help to many researchers and students to get the PhD and the postdocs. And also the speak-up line of this answer is let's try and do something, and let's try hard. And if you try, then you will get. That's the thing, very understood.
Try in the organized way. If you are trying unorganized way, hitting the email to everyone, you will be disappointed, because at the end of the day you will say, I sent 50 emails today but I'm not getting a single response. I will say, keep track of your research field. And one more thing, I missed that. Also, while your PhD, you should follow some good research group. Those are doing some good research, because I don't want to say, but many papers I saw which may be misleading or fabricated something. If you are following some good research group, it will help your PhD a lot.
Yeah, that's very true. Then how would you compare your experience between working in India and in the US, both in terms of research culture and academic environment? So as you worked in the US and now you're working in India, may you enlighten the researchers about the difference of the culture and academic environment?
Yeah, thank you for asking this question, because it is a major difference, I will say. Depends upon your field. For example, if you are working in some simulation or some computer-based research, you can do some coding or some kind of modeling. Then I will say, in terms of resources, India is also equally good as US, because it doesn't need much facilities. But some research field, I am from integrated photonics field. We need some highly equipped laboratory or clean room facilities. Such huge facilities can be easily found at United